Charles Nagy, the ace right-hander for the Cleveland Indians, a 17-game winner, but he has given up a home run in each of the first 2 innings. Vizquel gets to it. The throw. Not in time.
Well, again, it's very apparent that unless Omar Vizquel fields the ball cleanly, the weakness in the throwing shoulder, no chance to get Zeal. I mean, Omar at one time, when he's healthy, has a good arm. He doesn't come up with it cleanly. And then when he finally gets up, Zeal a slow runner, but he just can't get enough on the throw.
He's out there playing with sure guts right now, and shoulders hurt a little bit. But as you can see right there, Nagy, another curveball up in the zone that he gave Zeal a chance to hit over there in the hole. And it's a good try by Vizquel, but he just couldn't throw him out.
Here's Roberto Alomar, got an infield hit his first time. Fastball down and away, that sinking fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Kirby, you mentioned it for the very outset. One of the keys for Nagy, getting the ball down. And and that's, we saw it there. I mean, that pitch was really up to Zeal. Palmeiro on deck. He misses outside of the fastball. 2-0.
Charles Nagy, a lot of people say the Cy Young Award. And when asked about his season, he said, yes, a good year, but if I don't do well in postseason, people are going to forget how well I pitched during the season.
No doubt about that.
And it's 2-1 now to Alomar, with Rafael Palmeiro coming up next. Alomar has had a history. You see Mark Wiley, the Cleveland pitching coach, and a former Orioles pitching coach. And there's a lot of Baltimore influence in that Cleveland hierarchy. But Alomar, when with Toronto, had a history of being at his very best in the postseason. There goes Zeal, just a dribbler. Sandy Alomar throws out his younger brother Roberto as Zeal takes second.
Well, again, the Orioles did not run much towards the end of the year, but we saw Alomar steal on a 3-0 count, saw a hit-and-run play there, so maybe Davey Johnson's reverting back to National League Baseball here in the playoffs.
Well, it might be a good idea, though, Dave, right? I mean, you expect, although they had all of these runs scored in the regular season, it's going to be a little tighter, a little lower scoring probably in the postseason.
Well, everybody expecting it in the National League with the great pitching staffs over there, but in the American League, wondered if they felt the same way, but evidently Davey feels it's going to be a relatively low-scoring game.
And also, you got a guy coming up with 142 RBIs. We can get him in scoring position for him.
Zeal at second. 1 out. And Baltimore leading 2-1. Palmeiro grounded out to second on a 3-0 pitch his first time.
Other people, maybe with Brady hitting 50 and Cal and Eddie 142. Jim Gentile back in 1961. And Palmeiro sets a new record.
That sinker is low.
Of course, 61 was the year when we had 8 guys hit 40 or more home runs. Would we have 17 this year? Vinny Castilla becoming the 17th to do it?
You 17 with 28 teams, and 8 that year with 18 teams. And that's a foul by Palmeiro.
They tell you what, if you're an offensive-minded person, it was definitely your year to watch a lot of good baseball this year if you like offense. If you like pitching, then you probably didn't want to watch much this year.
Well, which do you like?
I like offense.
What a surprise.
Well, I mean, I think it's awfully nice to have 2-1 games when every sometimes, but I think people want to see action.
Zeal in second. That one is hit deep and foul on the right field line. And again, Kirby up
in the zone a little bit. Yeah. He has to keep that ball down, and as you can see, when you get the ball up, he can get hurt. And but I guarantee you right now, he's going to throw that ball away from Rafi right here and try to make him pull a ground ball to second or something. And try to keep it down.
So the Orioles with the league record, and 2 other ball clubs broke the Yankees' old home run record as well. 2-2. Inside with the fastball up again. 3-2 the count.
Amazing thing to me, Kirby, as you watch Palmeiro, is how effortless his swing seems.
No wasted motion at all in his swing.
Bobby Bonilla on deck. Runner at second, 1 out of the third. Nagy trying to hold the line here, already trailing 2-1. Into right center. Ramirez back. It's over his head and going to the wall. Zeal will score. Palmeiro with a double. 3-1 Baltimore.
You hear the word elevation a lot when they talk about Denver baseball, but it's also true for Charles Nagy at sea level basically here, because he's elevating the ball and the Oriole hitters are not missing it.
Mark Wiley on his way to the mound.
That's the pitch again, the hanging fork ball it looked like, and Rafi just hit it right into the right center field gap. It was definitely up in the zone.
If you have the ball up, you've done half the job of the hitter. He doesn't have to lift. He just has to make contact.
That's right, and I'm sure if you ask Nagy about that pitch, he'd like to have it back.
Well, Palmeiro, in addition to his 39 home runs, also had 40 doubles in the regular year. And you don't get 142 RBIs unless you bring in a lot of guys when they're out there at second base.
Yeah, but you got to be fortunate to have the ducks on the pond, as they say. And had a guy in front of him that hit 50 home runs and scored 100-some runs, and a guy hit the second that also hit 20-some home runs and scored 130 times or whatever. So
here's Bonilla, and he takes ball one. Bonilla walked his first time, and again, first base is empty, and the right-handed batting Ripken is on deck. And Bonilla, as Dave pointed out the first time, has done well against Nagy. 5 for 8 lifetime. Pickoff coming with Vizquel moving in behind Palmeiro at second, but no throw. Nagy has labored here. 46 pitches, and Baltimore really has had a very considered approach. I mean, they've not been swinging a lot of bad balls. Often against pitchers like Nagy, they did. That is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Actually kind of tough. I bet you Wiley went out and told him that he had a base open with Bonilla, and probably told him you got to get the ball down. I bet you that's what he told him.
Good fastball on the outside. Strike 2. Bonilla did not like the call.
Fastball in, fastball away. Nagy this year has struggled a little bit against Cleveland, though. Against Baltimore, though, he has allowed 26 base hits in 17 innings. What do you think, Kurt? Strike?
I'm a hitter, man. That was outside. An overhead shot.
I saw you flinch when we saw it.
Well, flashbacks. You know, I kind of get these flashbacks when I'm up here. And, but the umpire called it a strike, and that's the good thing about baseball. If he calls it a strike, no matter where it's at, it's a strike.
Drew Coble, the home plate umpire. Ooh. All right. What about that pitch then, Kirby?
Well, I've been a long time since I've seen this many pitches, so
that pitcher can't have both sides of the plate, right, Gerb?
Well, I'll tell you what, actually, that was a good pitch by Nagy. I could have sworn he was going to go away with that pitch, but he came back inside.
It looked pretty good, too.
It was real good.
And there's the splitter, but too low. 3-2 now to Bonilla.
Same count he had last time, and he threw him a 3-2 splitter down and away last time. Let's see if he changes his pattern. He's got Bonilla thinking out there probably, but he also could pound him in with a fastball.
There's Palmeiro at second. 1 out. 3-1. Baltimore ahead. Right back to Nagy. He looks Palmeiro back. Bonilla is retired. Out number 2, and now Cal Ripken is coming up. Palmeiro, by the way, you see him limping around a little bit. He's got a very bad left ankle. He thinks he hurt it against the Yankees 2 weeks ago. He's getting it treated before every game. He's getting it heavily taped before every game. But he really has been hobbling out there, and it's ugly to look at. It's all swollen. But he's not able to take the time right now to let it heal up.
No, not right now. You don't have a lot of time for healing right now. I think if you don't have anything broken, you're going to be playing in these games right here. It's when they really count.
So Ripken now with a man in scoring position. He grinded a short his first time. Palmer set up on the outside. That one came inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
You can see Nagy missing a lot. He usually doesn't miss a lot. Usually when Alomar sits outside, he throws it outside. So his location was a little bit off today. But here's Ripken hitting again with a new stance again. Every time I see Rip, he's got a new stance for him. So
got 1,000 of it. On the outside, nice pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Never ceases to amaze me. He has success one way, then all of a sudden, if he gets 3 hits one way, he'll come back the next day and he'll change his stance. Him and Ken Herbeck were the best guys that I've ever seen to change their stance overnight. I don't know about them, but me, if I get 3 hits, I know the next time I come up, the next game, I'm batting the same identical way that I did the night before.
And that's outside. 2-1 to Cal Ripken. Palmeiro at second, 2 down. Eddie Murray on deck.
It's going to be very important with that bad ankle of Palmeiro that he get a very aggressive lead. Manny Ramirez led the American League in assists this year. Lofton throws well in center field.
2 now to Cal Ripken.
It's a matter of Palmeiro, not a real speedy runner to begin with, but you can still be a good base runner even if you don't have great speed. You just got to lengthen your lead out a little bit and hope maybe Sandy Alomar isn't in a throwing mode to try to pick you off. That's one thing you can't do against Texas.
Quentin Rodriguez.
He is a weapon behind the plate. Now, someone came up and off of home plate and hit him. Wonder if he'll miss a game.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't think there's anything to keep him out of the game. I think he'll swing. He's out front of the fourth wall, comes back up and hits him.
2-2 to Cal Ripken. Played now in 2,316 consecutive games. He played 163 this year. The Orioles had a tie game with Texas. Did not count in the standings, but counted as game played. 2-2. Palmeiro at second, ready to go in anything. Down the left field line into the corner. Foul. Hit that one pretty well.
Took a fastball away. It was up a little bit, too, I'm sure. Ball up again. Rip just wristed out there and just used those strong wrists of his and just fouled.
Would not stay fair for him. Look at Nagy.
Nagy knows he wants to get the ball down, and he's getting the ball up a lot.
2-2. Over the infield. Base hit. Palmeiro will score. Cal Ripken delivers another run. 4-1 Baltimore.
Well, again, watch the height of the ball. It's a blue pit. He gets jammed, but when you get the ball up, then you can fist it over the infield. If the ball's down and you get jammed, it's a little weak grounder. So, again, Nagy is up as Cal just looked hopelessly on as Cal drives in a big run.